Welcome, IU fans, to the Central Indiana Sports Report for today's IU Michigan State football preview. Third-ranked IU is a 26.5-point favorite, a minus 5,000 money line. ESPN Analytics has IU as a 96.5% chance to win this game, and nobody cares about any of that right now. Grant, take it away.
The game is, I think, at least for the meantime today, kind of been put on the back burner. A lot of people's minds is Curt Cignetti. Indiana makes him the third highest paid coach in all of college football. $11 million a year for 8 years, a guaranteed $93 million at the end of this when it's all said and done. You had to ink an extension. You didn't want him to get poached at Penn State like we talked about the other night. Since then, he signs the extension, and now he's going to be he's going to be able to buy all the cookies and brownies he wants for the rest of his life.
Do you realize 10 years ago, Indiana was paying its football coach $1.6 million a year? I believe it. Today they're signing, and it wasn't that long ago, Curt Cignetti said on his radio show tonight he was making $130,000 a year as a head coach.
Yep.
And today Indiana just entered a stratosphere that I don't think anybody in the world would have ever thought you would ever see. I know there's people in Pennsylvania right now that are just stunned. They thought this was a sure thing.
I think there's a lot of people that are stunned right now, and you still have the Paul Feinbaums of the world that literally are still questioning this move from Curt Cignetti, saying it's not a good move. At that point, man, I'm sorry.
Insane.
You're just being stubborn. Like you're just doing this to be an asshole.
There isn't a day that goes by where Curt Cignetti doesn't take over the headlines of college football at this point, it seems like. You asked me and Greg earlier this week if he's the face of college football, and I don't know I'm necessarily willing to go that far as the face of college football. I still feel like maybe the face of college football is a media member or somebody like that, like Kirk Herbstreit or Pat McAfee or somebody like a bombastic personality such as that. But
yeah.
You're not getting we're not talking about Kirby Smart right now at any level. We're not talking about Dabo Swinney at any level other than he might say something completely idiotic in a press conference. More people nationally, Dan Lanning, people in Oregon still want to talk to him about Curt Cignetti. People in the SEC, like Paul Feinbaum, can't seem to get him off their mind. He's completely altered college football, and it's just insane that we keep saying this over and over every time we come on this pod. I'm just dumbfounded that it's reached this level in this short amount of time.
And with him signing the extension today, I think that's the biggest win. I know they just beat number 3. That's definitely the biggest win Indiana's had, at least off the field this year so far.
I was completely shocked, but I think the timing of it is what shocked me. I had no idea. I was in meeting after meeting after meeting today, so I really wasn't. I don't know if there was any murmurs of it happening at any point today, but
it was straight out of nowhere.
Until I got your text message, I had no clue that this was even gonna. I'm thinking maybe leading into the Purdue game or at some point between the Purdue game and whatever postseason game Indiana is preparing for, because they're already bowl eligible, right? Or they're going to be. I didn't think you would sit here on a random Thursday in the middle of October, the literal middle of October, and already have this thing put to bed before the offseason even starts.
Yeah, and that just shuts everybody up now. And I think finally people are like, okay, because I really think that a lot of people who don't know anything about Indiana and are just trying to, rage bait and be stubborn and just kind of be hateful towards Indiana fans. I think they really thought that Cignetti, I really think they thought Indiana would only be able to cough up a Tom Allen salary for him, like at $5 million a year. to keep him. I really think people underestimated how much money Indiana really has here. Indiana, you're one of the best business schools in the country, maybe the best business school in the country. So many people, we talk about the Mark Cubans of the world that have all this money, but there's a lot of people out there, a lot of boosters out there that have money that we don't even know exist. You're the largest alumni base in the country as of a month ago, and you've now taken over college football. Love him or hate him, you are kind of the darling of college football right now. I know we're looking at it through cream and crimson colored glasses, but I truly do believe everybody's talking about Indiana. Everybody's talking about them today. Everybody was talking about them last Saturday. And until Indiana, I think they can win the national championship, everybody's going to be talking about them for the rest of the year. So there's a lot that goes into it, but Indiana right now, Bloomington, Indiana, is the epicenter of college football at the moment. And it starts with Curt Cignetti.
It really is
Insane.
completely insane. It's completely insane that you can even mutter that sentence at any point, that Indiana football is the center of college football right now.
Unbelievable.
And the literal start of the basketball season is tomorrow, and not a damn person cares.
You're welcoming in tomorrow for an exhibition game your largest figure in school history's son, who's bringing a one of his teams now that he's coaching into Assembly Hall. I get it. He's coaching an NAIA team. Nobody really cares. But you have one of your biggest figures, closest people coming back to Assembly Hall, who's coming back to Indiana, going to bring his team in there. Nobody's really talked about it. It'll get kind of talked about during the game tomorrow and everything, but everybody's just thinking about football. And that's the thing with me last year is, guys, I am a huge college basketball fan. The 2023-24 college basketball season was one of the best I've ever had. I went to a ton of games. I was just in love with college basketball that year, and I always have been. Last year, it took me until about after the Indiana-Ohio State game for me to even be like, oh my gosh, I really have not paid attention to college basketball this year. It felt like it hadn't even started. That was the thing last year, is when Indiana basketball sucked, like the first month of the year, and they were barely winning bye games and everything. You were just kind of like,
SIU, Edward.
oh well, at least the football team's like having the best season ever. Like no one cares.
In 49 states, it's just football.
This is Indiana.
You realize what you just did there? You talked about the start of an Indiana basketball season, and you were about 5 minutes into your discussion before you even mentioned the fact that, oh yeah, tomorrow's the first home game of the brand new head coach. That's how far the radar the basketball program has fallen, that they are debuting their brand new coach, an entire new roster, and we're looking forward to a game on Saturday where the Indiana's football team might win by 36.
Yeah. Just unbelievable. I really sat here, not today, but just, you really think about it in the grand scheme of things. I've gotten emotional over the past year really thinking about this and watching videos and stuff. And today really, today I think was kind of a day that I think we're all going to remember for a long time. Your head coach comes in and basically tells you he's staying. He's not going to leave for the quote unquote blue blood program in his home state. He's going to retire. He's going to retire at your school. He's not leaving. He is fully committed to what you're building here. And you now sit there and realize, because I think maybe a lot of people were kind of playing, and you guys may not have done this, but I certainly was playing the scenario in your head like, okay, what if he did take the Penn State job? What if he did leave? What are we going to be left with? We're going to be disappointed. And then he announces he's inking the new contract. He's going to stay for a long time. He's going to stay for the rest of his career, hopefully. And now you're like, oh my gosh, think about how good this is this year. We're going to get to do this every year until maybe at least like 2033. There's so much. In my opinion, I don't think we've seen the peak of Indiana football just quite yet. I think it's only beginning. And it starts today, retaining your head coach.
Here's how fun it is to be an Indiana football fan in 2025. Today we met. My company's gone global, so we do remote hirings and we have remote employees everywhere. So we're meeting people today for the first time. Guy down in Gainesville, guy over in Arizona, and everybody in the meetings like, "Oh yeah, I'm a huge Bama fan. I'm a big Georgia fan. I got a rivalry with the guy that sits next to me. Oh, go Gators. Oh, Arizona State." And it gets to me, and I was like, well, I'm a fan of the only team that's been mentioned today that doesn't have a loss, Indiana. You can listen to my podcast if you want to talk about it, but so I did shout out you and I at work today, and hopefully got a couple more listens. But
there you
go. it's like I'm sitting here talking to Bama fan, to Georgia fan, to Florida fan, Michigan fan also on the call, and saying, hey, I have the best team in the call right now. I love it.
Unbelievable. And
I love it.
One of the things I think is interesting, and I was watching Dan Dockage's show, just kind of the opening segment of his Outkick show, opening up where he ripped Paul Feinbaum. And he made a couple good points in there. And I watched this today before Sig signed the extension. Dockage, who knows a lot of people can sit there and deny, Dockage doesn't know what he's talking about, all this. But I really don't think that's true. He said that he heard from a source that is about as credible as any source that Cignetti did not even entertain last season discussing another job with another program last year after Indiana's best season to date so far. That's when I was really like, okay, maybe you shouldn't worry about this a little bit. And then a few hours later, you get the thing that he signs the extension and he's going to be here until hopefully at least he's 72 years old. And Dockage even brought this up. And I'm going to ask you guys, because I unfortunately didn't get to see it, but I've done the research. I've read the books. I've watched the videos. I've talked to the right people to know that at one time, and this is no secret, everybody's going to agree with this, Bob Knight was the face of Indiana, not just the university, but the state. Everybody brought up Indiana. When you heard of Indiana, you thought, that's Bobby Knight. That's Bob Knight country, all this. Well, Dockage brought up the fact today that he thinks Cignetti, and this is true, I don't think there's any arguing this, that Curt Cignetti is the biggest figure that Indiana University has ever had since Bob Knight. He is a larger than life figure at this point. And he's kind of created that same aura around himself that Knight had. So I just didn't know what you guys thought about that. If you agree, I'm not sure how much there is to agree on there. I think we unanimously can agree that that's really the case here, is that Cignetti is the new Bob Knight at Indiana.
The only thing I could think of that was bigger than Curt Cignetti is right now at Indiana was Mike Woodson's ego while he was at Indiana.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything close. You kind of hit the nail on the head. People aren't talking about Mike Braun when you talk about Indiana. People, no offense, Greg, people don't think of Matt Painter when you think of Indiana. Some people don't even know Purdue's in Indiana. But when you talk about Indiana right now, a lot of people are like, oh man, that Cignetti guy, he's wild. And it's true. We go back to what we talked about before. He's taken over college football. He's broken other athletic departments. He's thrown a brick on the accelerator of every program in the country. He thinks that you have to be good within a year and a half to 2 years, or else you got to move on. You used to get 3 or 4 years. That's going out the window.
Yeah.
Jonathan Smith at Michigan State, who we're about to face on Saturday, he might be coaching for his job right now. And he's not a bad coach, and he's not doing a terrible job there, but expectations with NIL and everything like that are, hey, snap your fingers, you better be good. And if you're not, we'll get you out the door. In terms of, and this is another thing I know we've talked about before, like the level of respect for the players have for him and the way he coaches and the discipline he instills. Like we talked about it in the 73-0 Indiana State game when he just ripped into Fernando Mendoza for pulling the ball on a read option, when if he had just given it to the back, it would have been a touchdown in the second quarter of a game that was already 38-0 at that point. And he was just laying into it's that attention to detail and the discipline he instills and the respect he gets from his players. Yes, that's absolutely reminiscent of what you saw out of Saban.
Right.
He
And that's what I'm saying.
was it Jamari Sharp on
Yes.
Saturday who
Yes.
just lit into, and a lot of kids would take that and just run to the portal. I can't believe this guy's talking to me like that. What did Sharp do? He got up off the field and made plays in the second half of that game. But as far as success, Kirby's got 2-3 national titles at this point. I'd like to see Sig get one. Saban is like John Wooden. And when it comes to college
you're
football.
saying this, Mike. It's absurd that you're saying this. I'd like to see IU get a football national championship. I cannot believe we're talking about this and it's true. They might be the best team in the country.
Boy, I want more than anything, and we might get it. It's a very, very good chance we get it, and I really hope nobody trips up. I know it won't mean anything as far as the big picture of the national title, but to get a Indiana, Ohio State, undefeated, 2 teams in Indianapolis, Big Ten title game,
man,
that would be something.
And unless Indiana falls apart, it's likely to happen.
But this Saturday, I don't know if you saw, we talked about the 28-point spread. Aiden Giles, who we both are pretty high on as a quarterback, is questionable for this game.
Oh,
Michigan State may be coming in with. Yeah, I saw it about 20 minutes before we logged on to record this, and I had heard something about it on a radio program, and they may not have their quarterback this week. If Michigan State comes in with a backup, it looks like initially looked like it could be some rain. Now it sounds like it's just going to be some wind. So the weather that could have maybe balanced things out a little bit might be holding off. I can't believe we're going into a Big Ten game. It used to be Michigan State was like, that might be one we can get on our way to 6. And now we're going into the Michigan State game. It's like, all right, let's nobody get hurt. Let's get ready for UCLA. They're bouncing back. They're reviving their program. Let's just get through this week. It's a Peacock game. It's kind of a yawner. Let's just move on.
Homecoming.
It's homecoming. It'll be a huge crowd.
Sold out.
First home game since the Illinois game. It's been that long since we've seen this team in Bloomington. So hopefully it should be a tough. Let's fly Curt Cignetti in like the way they did Hoosier the Bison on the season opener. Let's
parachute into the sideline.
No, we got to bubble wrap this guy. We must protect him at all costs. He's not allowed to even drive. He's got to have the golf cart escort everywhere he goes in Bloomington. This guy's not allowed to do any sort of risk at this point. This guy's got to be treated with kid gloves. We cannot.
Somebody gets fired.
Protect this man at all costs. He's far too valuable to everything.
All right, guys, final score prediction.
I had something else to say real quick. Sig mentioned in the little video they put out today that him and his wife, Minette, lovely lady, by the way. I don't know why I said that, but
is she a handsome woman?
She's a handsome woman. So they They love Bloomington. And they, I don't think they want to go anywhere. And Cignetti has said multiple times that his wife loves Bloomington and everything. And every few months or so, my girlfriend and I will take a little day trip down there. Like during the off season, we did it twice. We did it once right at the beginning of the summer, and then once like right as the summer was wrapping up. And we took a trip down there and did some shopping and went down to Kirkwood to the neat little shops they have. But one of the things that we love to go do, and I don't know why we love to do this, this has always just kind of been our little inside joke, is that the Bloomington Walmart is like, I don't know what it is about that place, but like that place is awesome. Are
you like Jeff Goodman with the B-dubs?
Yes.
In Bloomington?
The Bloomington Walmart is just awesome, man. And we try and go there, not every time, but like when we're down there on one of those like little day trips, we'll go there. We'll go to the Target. We'll go to the mall, go to Kirkwood, all that stuff. And that Walmart, I don't know what it is, dude. It's just, I feel like
what are you on about, man?
I think I always felt like, oh, like this is where like Tom Crean would go to Walmart, or like name your favorite IU athlete. Oh, this is their Walmart. This is their Walmart. So I think that's wow. Always why. And so
Tom Allen got a damn oil change in that Walmart. Damn it.
we love that Walmart. And so one of our jokes has always been that I wonder if Mrs. Cignetti ever does some grocery shopping here. I wonder if she ever gets a mobile Walmart order to go pick up or some shit. And so like right. I told my girlfriend today that maybe the reason that she wanted to stay is because she knew the Walmart and State College just didn't have the kind of aura the Bloomington Walmart had. So,
hey, Grant, next time you're in Bloomington, I want to throw this out. There's this nice little mom and pop seafood place me and my son like to go to. It's on the corner of 46 and I think 17th. I don't know. It's called Red Lobster. It's crazy. They got these cheddar biscuits, man. Cheddar Bay biscuits. They will change your life, man.
We're off the rails. Somebody pick a final score.
I'm going to go Indiana 52, Michigan State 14.
I'll say Indiana 47-10. I think they
same
cover.
As last year.
Yeah, I think they cover. I think we get to see a little bit of Alberto, maybe some Kobe in the fourth quarter of this one. And then everybody's going to head down to their favorite watering hole, the B-dubs, after the game and get them a couple cold Miller Lights. Maybe get a snack wrap from McDonald's on the way over. And
I'm going to say 48-24. Guys, that was fun.
Can we title the podcast A Handsome Woman?
She is a nice looking lady. I'm just saying.
Oh, crap. I think the Bloomington Walmart wins the show.
You guys
did they
don't
get a sponsorship
understand.
deal that we don't? Did they get a sponsorship deal that I don't know about?
Oh, Shangri-La, man.
The Red Lobster.
Greg, do you have this much fun on the Purdue broadcast?
No. That was great. Thanks, guys.
Can we do a podcast of Grant rates every Walmart in the state of Indiana?
I could. I could.
Grant, I want to hear the Salem rundown.
The Walmart
report with Grant Shouse. Oh, man. Hey, everybody, we'll see you on Saturday, and we will try to limit the Walmart talk. Or maybe Sunday, I don't know. Grant's going to be at the game, so probably Sunday.
Grant's going to be post-gaming at the Walmart, man, getting him some chicken tenders and an oil change.
They do have good deals on Dr. Pepper. They really do have good deals on Dr. Pepper. I'm heading that way later. That'll be the Walmart in Clarksville, Indiana. A really nice one, but according to Grant, I'm not sure it's as nice as the one in Bloomington. Oh man, that podcast. Thanks so much for listening. We will be back on Sunday with a recap of the IU Michigan State game, and if you want some more laughs and IU talk, this is your place. We'll also be talking more about the basketball team. We'll have a season preview coming up next week. Can't wait. Subscribe so you don't miss any of it. Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media, and I love Susie.